man, at least somebody showed me some attention, really, basically.
Right.
So that's really important.
For real, and it goes to say that when you're afflicted with poverty and when you're in an impoverished situation, that's what it does. And a lot of our people don't understand the dynamics of it, because when you're in that situation, what you get is you get a false sense of loyalty. Because if you all in the same situation and y'all all scrapping for the same thing, at some point you're going to cross each other. And when you cross each other, that's going to build up bad blood. Yeah. When you build up bad blood, it's hard to establish love. It's hard to establish unity. And that's why our neighborhoods stay like that. Because they're in an impoverished situation. There's some of the stuff out of just the pureness in your heart, they don't want to do the things that they do, right? But because of that situation, they feel like they forced to make that decision. And sometimes in that decision, I got to get my homeboy, right? Because it's already understood. It's already understood. If you go across the tracks and you get caught, you're either going to die or you'll never get out of prison. So with that in mind, the first one you're going to get is the closest thing to you, and that's going to be your partner. This is why neighborhoods stay like that, because we're in impoverished situations. Our vision, everything is clouded. They're going to make those type of decisions. That's why it's imperative that we control our economics, man, and start going for ourselves, because if not, that system is not going to change, and nobody's not going to change it for us. Right? It's going to change. For real. And it's real, though. It's real, because every ghetto is all the same, man. All of the same. We don't need a lot of people doing bad and a lot of people just coming up and scheming on each other. You can't get no unity out of that.
No, sir.
That's your effort. You know what I mean? So we got to come up out of that. We got to start letting our dollars be for real and start producing things for our people and try to pull them up out of it. And that's why I understand when they said don't let the devil provoke you with poverty, because you're gonna sin, you're going to commit adultery, you're going to fornicate, you're going to lie, you're going to do all the wrongful things. And we all know what that does. Speaking to the universe, and it's going to give it right back to you.
It's going to give it must. It's a must. It's a must. It's a must. The universe will return what's planted. And so that's why I always encourage people, keep on pushing. Keep your head up. Keep thinking. Don't understand, overstand. Make sure that you know where you are, who you are. Whatever information you need to learn, go learn it, go understand it, go grab it. Spend those quiet moments and just listen. I guarantee you will be amazed at what you will hear. Community, it is important. We have to let these kids know that it is important. We have to let ourselves know that it is important. We all matter. We all can help one another in one shape or form. Now, notice I didn't say use. I didn't say take advantage of. I said help one another. Those that need help. Those that take advantage, you're going to know those that's going to take advantage. You're going to see those. But at the same time, we're not looking at those. We're looking for those that truly want to help, truly want to give and invest into these great people, these great bundles of energy that's walking around. Children, adults, right? And then once we start producing that and seeing those results, you can't help but be satisfied. You can't help but be happy. And then the universe and God and the spirit and everything else, the sun, moon, stars, and everything, everybody is happy. Everything is flowing because that's how it's supposed to flow. We need each other. We're supposed to value one another, not de-value, value. And that's the whole point, man. That's the whole point, man. You know, I appreciate you guys' passion with this particular subject as we talk about children, respect and love and compassion and how we all can just learn from one another. But Mr. Booker, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What the streets talking about, man? What the streets talking about? The streets talking, man. What they talking about?
Man, this dude, Stevens, man, bro, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and it's like it's so important. It's a month that we talk about it. You know what I mean? Because it's some real issues and sensitive issues. But you know, we got a sister that's deceased. Now we got a brother that's deceased out here, and it's people going through these same situations right now, right as we speak. So hopefully we can convey something and say something to them that'll reach them before they get to that point. Because there's a lot of stuff, man, but they talking, and this is what they talking about. So
that's what they talking about, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can dig it. What's your thoughts on it, my man? What's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it, man, honestly, it's so much. It's so much because I would want to say first and foremost is that in these relationships, man, and how that situation is, you know, there's so many dynamics. But you take, for instance, this person, she's saying brother look nice. And then Brandon was talking about earlier. He look nice. He dressed nice. Everything is good. He smells good. You know, he got it going for himself, right? They're attracted to that. Right? He end up, hey, y'all become one. Like, y'all doing it. They doing it. But the same thing that attracted you to him, at some point, it becomes a problem. Now it's like, why do you have to wear this? You know? Why do you got to put this cologne on? And it becomes an issue. I personally don't went through issues, went to the house and literally had clothes on a barbecue pit. You know what I mean? So things like that actually happen. Yeah. And it's factors in marriages, it's factors in relationships, and it's something that, you know, people need to think about. You know? We have to think about these things. And, you know, like I say, man, that's a big buzz on the streets right now. And I would want to start it by saying that, you know what you're attracted to. Yeah. You know what you're attracted to.
Yeah, you're right. Do the research, man. Definitely do the research. Mr. Whiting, what's your take on what them streets are talking about, my brother?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. There's a lot of madness. I just want to say with that particular issue, it's a deeper problem. And I noticed that the guy who did that act, who killed the elderly man, and we kind of addressed it earlier, my soft spot for my elders, man, it just shook me to the core of my soul because that man didn't deserve that, you know. And with the crazy part about it, you know, if you want to kill somebody, if you feel so distraught, I'm not advocating nobody to kill themselves, but you should take yourself out. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do it,
he did that. He did that anyway.
Don't, and don't do it for nobody else neither. Why would you put that on another human being? Go do that secretly somewhere. I don't want to. That's the last thing I want to see or know on Facebook. Right. And that's why sometimes social media is a dangerous thing too to be used for that stuff. But I want to say, and also there was another deeper problem that I seen. You know, this man kept talking about, you know, this woman. That's what he really was talking about. This breakup. And it's like we got so many simps. I'm gonna use the word simps because it comes from the word simple or simpleton. These simps, man, and they can't handle what the average human being we supposed to handle. Now, these parents should prepare their children. Hey, you're gonna have some breakups sometimes. You know, life don't end there.
Yes, sir.
Now, talking to them about being realistic. So this guy, he go and kill like an innocent person because he can't handle a woman breaking his heart. We all don't have our heart broke, bro. We ain't gonna kill nobody. But you got a lot of these cats out here, they on all these type of drugs, and some of them not on drugs, but you can't handle a breakup. It's not the end of life. And then he talk about his mom. And Shelton, me and you was talking before the show, and you said something that really stuck with me. You said a lot of these guys was under father and over mother.
Yes, sir. Mr. Green. Mr. Green gave me that comment, man. Mother. That cat was on.
So this guy still had mommy issues. Mommy now. You 37 years old, bro. Talking about nobody, you know, now we all need somebody to listen to us, but you talking about, you know, nobody don't want to hear my problems. Yeah, 37 years you've been on this earth. I'm sure you don't have problems before, but you couldn't handle this, and then you go. Yeah, then also that sister feel partially kind of guilty, even though she didn't cause that act. So a lot of people suffered from this simping stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this some simping stuff, man. These dudes, then they talking about his fingernails, even in the thing, talking about he got long fingernails, he, you know, arch eyebrow look like, man, you really like on some effeminate stuff, man. So a lot of these guys bro, they in the closet, you know, you gonna be gay or something, be open with, that's your business. You know, I'm not advocating that neither. But a lot of these guys are emotional, overly emotional because they have their daddy there. But that's what I see, and we need to learn from this. And a lot of guys like that, bro. A lot of these guys ain't having no breakup, want to kick their girl house in, the door in, you know what I mean?
Think about this.
Bro, I know this real stuff.
Think about this, bro. Okay. Now, well, we're not talking about all women, but we're talking about some. Okay. Now the ladies. Now, if y'all disagree, please comment. Let me know. But most of the time, for what I've seen, like when females get upset, right, and get angry, either 9 out of 10 times they'll walk away, or they just won't talk about it, or they'll just say, you know what, I can't deal with this right now. Most of the time, right? Not all times, because I'm not in every situation, but from what I've seen in my experience, a lot of times that there's no true conflict resolution if they get upset, right? So you got to say say you have a single mom or whatever, right? Single parent raising a child or whatever, they get upset or whatever the case may be, then they walk away, they have their little moment, okay? They never come back to that point to have a true test of conflict resolution. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to have. This is how we're going to solve it. This is how we're going to move forward. So most of the time people grow up with no training, with no teaching of how to handle true conflicts. So my issue is to take somebody out, to take my own life, or to kill somebody, or to hurt somebody, because I don't know how to deal with all this that I'm feeling.
Right.
Because I've had no practice. I had no practice at 9. I had no practice at 10. I had no practice at 29. I had no practice at 19. You understand what I'm saying? So it becomes, that's when you see these issues and these unstable type emotions or these unstable actions, because there was no practice in this is how you handle a problem.
Right. I always want to say to that what you said about the true conflict resolution, right? You take, for instance, the relationship itself, right? And I'm pretty sure we all agree that the relationship's supposed to be built toward a marriage, right?
Right.
That's what the relationship's supposed to be built upon. So when you get at the relationship, and then you get into the union of marriage, and because everything is like a step, it's like a step. You get into a relationship and then let's get married. Well, somewhere within that relationship, right? When do the Creator supposed to be the center of it? Because if you move it towards the union, that's what the union is about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of people that get into these relationships without the idea of marriage.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and if you get into it for the marriage, how do people expect to keep it if God is not the center of it? You cannot do that by yourself. That's not the purpose of it. And that's why these men are reacting the way they reacting. And some of these sisters are, being the way they are. You know what I mean? Because no one is being controlled. It's like the man, he's doing whatever he want to do, right? And he's not understanding that. If he's not on accord with the Creator, he's going to be all balanced. If he's all balanced, the woman is going to be all balanced, because she is refreshing. And this is what you get. Like he has to, when he can't control her mentally, he's going to do it physically.
Right.
And we all know, right? And then separation, 9 times out of 10, that's the deadliest part. Like when it's time for those individuals to go their separate way, if it's been abuse, that's when it's the high alert. Because if it's already been abusive in the beginning, and now you're telling dudes you finna go, then he on the verge of a war.
That's how I handle conflict.
Yep. You see what I mean? So it always got to be like the relationship in general. It's got to be going towards marriage. And if it's going towards marriage, you got to have God as the center. So if not, it's going to crumble, bro.
Yeah, and then you're going to have that respect level there, too. You're going to have that respect level there.
And I say this, I agree, and I'm going to make this last point on it. I'll say I agree exactly what you were saying. Like you said, Shelton, you're right, bro. Like, we're not taught conflict resolution. You know what I mean? And we just walk away, and like you say, we come back, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong, cooling off period or whatever, stuff might get too overheated. But we never, and that's the elephant in the room. Like you said, that's the elephant in the room. And tying this into our children, if we don't talk about things and show them that we know how to resolve things, we don't have disagreement, then it's good for them to see how to handle conflict. Because they're going to have conflicts on the playground and high school and all types of stuff. But if we can't come to a mutual agreement and know how to resolve conflicts, then what are we teaching them? And this is why we have situations like this. And man, I'm gonna say this, bro. And this kind of tying into a lot of topics we don't talk about.
Yeah,
it's not all the woman's fault, because we got to bust some responsibility when we ain't there.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of times out of 10, most of the time, when you see these guys overly emotional, playing the blame game, crying out. Most of the time, they was raised by